So, you are starting high school and you need some advice or you're just scared. I am here to be your big sister and just give you all the ins and outs of all of high school. Hey guys, welcome back. Basically, this is going to be a compilation of everything I wish I knew before high school and just some general tips and advice. I'm also not going to be just mentioning things that I have gone through, but also my other friends. I have at least one clip that I was with Caleb. He gives you some of his advice, and then I also have a few things that I got from other friends that they just told me to say and include in the video. I've also done a freshman advice video on my channel a few years ago. It's kind of dated, but honestly, it's disgusting to look at, but the advice in it is good, and I just get straight to the point with it. So make sure to check that video out if you want just like specific freshman advice. So throughout this video, I'm going to be also putting in a few clips of me and Caleb because we talked about a few different things, different topics, and I'm just gonna put those in. So if you see any jump cuts, that's what it is. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this video and let's get right into it. Go into high school with no expectations. Literally, this is probably the biggest time saver and it'll just save you so much stress.
High school is not going to be the best 4 years of your life. While they will be good,
they shouldn't be the best 4
they
years.
shouldn't.
Like, really, do you want to peak during high school? I can tell you
Exactly.
right now, there are multiple people in our grade who probably peaked. I mean, sometimes I like to say I peaked in grade 8, and I'm really hoping I didn't. But, okay.
Okay, anyways, so don't go into high school expecting to be like High School Musical, because it won't be. It will not be. It won't. And that will disappoint you if you go in with that mentality, so don't.
I don't know, you might get certain parts of your experience that'll feel like it was a movie, but the whole thing is just, it's not the same. And coming from someone who didn't really have any experience to compare it to because I'm an only child, so me going in thinking that things were going to be like the movies just did not help. And if you go in thinking everything's going to be good and things turn out bad, like it's just not good. So just don't have any expectations.
But do enjoy every moment that you have in high school.
Yeah.
Because it might just get taken away from you without you getting to say goodbye.
Okay.
Next up is friend groups. This can go both ways. A lot of people say that the people that you walk into high school with, you won't walk out with. But for example, I walked into high school with a little group of friends and I was thinking, oh, is this going to be the group that I'm going to be with for all of high school? Because I walked in with them from elementary school and I, like wanted to make some new friends and like, grow a bit. So I can tell you now, like, I'm still friends with all of those people. They're just more distant friends, or I'm not as close as I used to be. And then there's also, on the other hand, Caleb. Like, Caleb and also Emma, like, I walked into high school with them. So since we both put in the effort of just like staying friends and like staying close, I am still just the same close with both of them. So I think it really depends on what you want and what you decide to do. If you feel uncomfortable in a friend group that you're in, go ahead and change. It could be because you just don't feel like you necessarily mesh with those people anymore, or maybe they are peer pressuring you or something. Like, just take your chance and just go talk to new people.
And like sometimes it just takes someone else who's more confident to do it. Like my friend, we have our friend named Rachel. I remember the way we became friends is literally because we were walking out of music class and then she was like, "Hi friend, hey, what's up?" Like she just like
started.
Yeah, and then we
like,
became friends after that. Like that is literally why we became friends.
And literally, like, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't have to be freshman year for you to talk to someone new. Go ahead and do it, because I would say like a good amount of my friends that I made in high school started in grade 10 because
We took 9th credit. I don't know if that's a thing in all of Canada, but in Ontario at least it is, where you take music class at lunch. If you're really into music,
do it.
Do
If you're not like actually dedicated,
don't. Like literally a waste of my lunches. And like lunch is when you would meet new people. Like that's how so many people became friends at lunch, like sitting in the caf. Like for us, we would literally go to the cafeteria, eat for 20 minutes
and then go.
And that was the whole grade 9 year.
Yeah.
So sophomore, grade 10 is when it happened. And the biggest part I'd say for friends is like, it's okay to grow and change and expect that people are going to, You know, if you're thinking about leaving a different friend group or not talking to so many people that you were before, like, people are thinking the exact same thing. So you might lose some friends, and that's okay. Like, I have learned to accept it. In the freshman advice video that I filmed, I was so, like, hurt. Losing a friend is something like everyone has to go through. And I think it betters you as a person to realize that, like, things will not stay the same all of your life. Next up is relationships. So, like, literally some people, I know a lot of high school couples that are still together right now. I mean, obviously we're going into university this year, so a lot of them are gonna break up or try and see if they can work it out, and they might not happen. Like, if it happens, it happens. But I'd say don't put all of your time in someone expecting, like, something big to come out, because some people are expecting different things. But I also wouldn't tell you to go in thinking, oh, this is not going to work out, because if you think that, like, you know, what you say is going to happen. So I would just say take it every day at a time. Keep in mind that some people don't want relationships in high school. A lot of people are just about, like, the hookup culture. That's a big thing right now. So a lot of people won't even want relationships. So make sure that you know what you want. Even if you're not in a relationship or you don't have, like, a significant other or, like, anyone, like, that's totally fine. You can be just yourself. Use high school. It's 4 years that people really say, like, try to use this time to find yourself and find out what you like, what you want in a partner, what you want just in yourself. And just, like, use this time to, like, better yourself. Because I feel like I did grow as a person in high school. Not as much as I would like to, but, like, there was still growth. And I also just want to mention that you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. Like, if your friends are dating people or hooking up with people and you don't want to, or you're feeling pressured to, like, don't feel that pressure, because it's literally up to you. In the end, you are your own person. You only have yourself. And that's what I'm actually going to talk about next, which is peer pressure. Because I personally didn't deal with that much peer pressure. Like, I dealt with maybe FOMO more, so, like, fear of missing out, which led me to do, like, different things or, like, go to certain things or, you know, just act certain ways. The biggest advice I would have to say is try to stay true to yourself. Decide what you want to do. Consent is another thing. I wish that I didn't compare myself to people as much. That's something I've dealt with all of my life. I've always compared myself to everyone. Don't compare your grades, your hair, your body, your looks, your, I don't know, friend groups, social status. Like, all of that is irrelevant. Literally, comparison is the thief of joy.
I realized this when we were in quarantine. I realized not being in high school just for like 2 months made me care so much less about what other people think. Like, I still do care. Like, obviously you're gonna care what other people think every now and then, but I care just so much less. Like, I didn't care what I posted on Instagram. Like, I didn't care what I posted on Snapchat or whatever. Like, I wasn't always thinking, what are these people gonna think of me? And, like, well, yes, I wasn't gonna see them again at school, and that was heavily a reason why. It was also just, like, the mentality of not being in high school that put that into my mind. So my piece of advice from that would just to be not, like, valuing the opinion of other people so highly. Like, people who are deemed as popular or as cool, like, don't care so much about what they think, because when it comes down to it, we are literally all human. Regular teenagers in high school. One person might have 3.5k followers and have them listed as a public figure on Instagram, but that doesn't mean that they're anything. They are literally irregular people. Like, who cares?
Start thinking about my future. So when I went into high school, I thought that I wanted to be a psychologist. That ended up changing. Now I'm going into business. And I know a lot of people are scared. I feel like in high school, it's like half and half. It's the people who know what they want to do, and then it's the people that don't know. And it's okay to be on either spot. I would just say, try and think about things that you want to do, things that you like. Possibly maybe a job that you want to do in the future, or maybe like what you want to study if that's your path that you choose to follow. Okay, I have lots of friends who are in both situations. There's friends that I have who have mapped out their lives for the next 30 years. And then I have friends who don't know at all what they want to do. They're taking a year off. They're doing other things. Maybe they're going to college or university, but they don't know what they want to do yet. And that's perfectly fine. I think just try your hardest to find a way to think of things to do or things that you like. And if you don't, like, you have time, so don't stress, because it is scary. Like, basically high school is a time where people just map out the rest of their lives, and that can be pretty terrifying. So I fully get it when people are on, like, both different sides of the spectrum. In terms of grades, the best piece of advice I can give you is to just try your hardest. Junior year is more important than senior in a way, because if you have good grade 11 marks, you can get early acceptances, which means that you don't have to worry about waiting on a school or even finding out if you're going to be able to go to university or college. And the biggest reason why I'd say grade 11 is most important is because with early acceptances come conditional offers, which means like you have a certain grade you're supposed to reach. Let's say if your grade was like 90 originally, you only have to reach like a 82, which is like a big jump. So it's not as much pressure in grade 12, I feel like, if you have good grade 11 marks. So I just say really push to try and do well in grade 11. Don't overthink anything, but don't overthink every little thing and try to live in the moment. Go to the things, like have some school spirit. That's part of the whole high school experience. If you want your life to feel like a movie, go to those things. Like I felt that way when we were at semi, or like even at like football games and different things. Like you can make that whole like experience count, and I just feel like it's a fun way to better your time in high school. That also means like join clubs and stuff, or start a new club if you want, if there's nothing at your school that you like. You don't have to go to every single party to make your high school experience good. And even that being said, if you don't want to go to parties, that's totally fine too. Like you'll have time to party in university and college or whatever, like later on in life, so you don't need to worry about that. But I'd say like if you want, go to at least one, see if you like them. From then you decide if you want to go to them or not, but it's all up to you. But don't feel bad if you don't end up going to any. Be with people you trust. Try and stay in your friend group. If your friends are like going away, like try and stay with them, you know, keep everyone in line. I never attended a party where I felt unsafe. Okay, there was one slight incident. Okay, I've always felt safe at any of the parties that I've been to because they've all been people from my school or like a few other people from our town mixed in. So I just say if you feel unsafe at any given time in any situation that you are in, like leave, find a way, and just like have emergency contacts, you know. Another thing I wish I knew was just that change is okay. Honestly, like you're in high school for 4 years, you're gonna have to expect for there to be some changes with you, with other people, your surroundings, your body, your life. It is totally okay to be a different person when you come out of high school rather than when you came in, because it just means that you've grown as a person. Like that's exactly what my friend said when I was asking my friends for advice. Like that's exactly what they said. And you should just use this time to try and find confidence, because that literally is the key to life. Just confidence and knowing your self-worth. If you're dealing with any negative thoughts or bullying, or just like sometimes girls can be like annoying, you know, guys are the same thing too, just know that there is help. Reach out to a friend if you don't have friends, or anyone that you can reach out to like that. Family, if that's not an option. Guidance counselors. At my school, those weren't really an option. They would send you to like a psychologist or something, and that's like a whole bigger process. If you're scared of that, online, you can talk to me. Literally, I will help you as much as I can. And if not, there's things like Kids Help Phone, and there's just so many resources. A lot of people, high school is a difficult transition, and just know that like there is a way out, and this is not the ending of everything. Like, sorry to get kind of dark, but literally like this is something people deal with, and like I've battled some of those thoughts, and it's just, you have to know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Thing I want to add is to save up your money. If you can, try and get a part-time job, because getting jobs from now will help you later on in the future a lot. They'll also teach you really good skills like time management and just like customer service. Also, being able to handle multiple things at once will teach you a lot of discipline as well. For example, like Emma, she did 2 jobs, she had extracurriculars, and she did well in school. So her biggest tip was to just like work hard and play hard. But yeah, those are all of the tips I have and the pieces of advice I can give to you guys. Honestly, high school is not that scary. Don't worry about it too much, and I think it's just a great time for you to learn more about yourself as a person. Hopefully this video provided some advice for you guys and some good tips. If it did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and comment down below what else you want to see from me next. Make sure to subscribe if you're new and turn on your post notification bell so you never miss a post from me. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.